Welcome to Defyeneurs Mag, the Dream Again issue 2015. This is Gerry Visca. I am the founding publisher of Defyeneurs, and we are super excited about this issue, helping the world, inspiring the world to dream again. Coming up next, Jeff Morris of Moundsville, West Virginia. And we're so excited. We have Jeff Morris on the phone, on the line. He is featured together with Zoe Morris in the Dream Again issue with Darren Kidd as our cover story. Jeff, welcome. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you today?
Absolutely fantastic. We're so excited about you and Zoe and what you're doing in the world, and the incredible energy that you're putting out there, and you're putting out to your Nerium team. And it's just such an honor to really include your energy in this issue. How are you inspiring others to dream again?
It's really kind of straightforward. We've been very, very fortunate in our lives, had a variety of different careers in our life, some of which were corporate-based, some of which were, traditional business, and then we kind of found our way to the world of relationship marketing. Okay, and when we found that world, it brought all those worlds together into one and allowed us to then do what we was never able to do before, and that's to touch people individually. And in doing so, I'd like to say that we can kind of allow people to dream by example, Mm-hmm. Like I said, we've been very fortunate. We've had 2 kids, raising our kids. We've done a lot of special things through the years. And for people to realize that just everyday average people can go and have the experiences that we've had is very much in reach. But it's one of those things you kind of have to choose to point yourself in that direction. So if you can point yourself in a direction that you have on your mind in your own dreams, the first step is just that, the first step of making those things actually happen.
What I love about this issue, specifically with your profile together with Zoe, is that you've got the energy of your kids in there, and the energy of Bria and Jeffrey, and I think that's a great message to other families that are reading this issue, that you can dream together as a family. I just think that's extraordinary.
Well, what a lot of people you hear all the time that are in traditional business, let's say they're in the family businesses, and families have to work together. And that's a real challenge, okay? That's a real challenge to work with your wife. It's a challenge to work with your kids or any real family. Well, part of the secret there is to find your own skill set and allow that person's skill set to flourish. And, everyone has value of some kind, and you kind of have to have your own identity within yourself, but at the same time, at the end of the day, come together as a team and work together. So the business that we found ourselves in now is extremely family-oriented, so it's kind of an easy transition for Zoe and I, because we've worked with our family since birth. Our kids grew up doing what we did, or I should say, we grew up doing what they did. There was never a time that we was not associated or working in and around the things that they were working with and on. That doesn't mean we were helicopter parents. It just means that we participated. And, we participated and supported our kids, and in turn, those kids kind of just don't go away.
That's excellent. Jeff, one thing I love about this issue, you even touched on it in one of your answers. It's all about everyday people, and you're helping everyday people. And Defyeneurs is all about everyday people doing extraordinary things like you and Zoe. We feel with this issue, the whole essence of this issue, Jeff, is that we believe the world stopped dreaming. They've stopped dreaming. The Thomas Edisons, the Henry Fords. If we didn't dream, if we don't continue to dream, we can't push the human race forward. So how can the world benefit from dreaming again?
Just don't be afraid. I attribute some of my thinking to some of the things that I grew up in and around. I grew up on a farm. I grew up in sports, and I'm a very sports-oriented kind of guy. And, I always dreamed of becoming an Olympic wrestler. That was, when I was a kid, my ultimate dream. And so what I did was I did everything I could to refine my skills, refine my sport, become successful. and I became very successful. I was good enough to wrestle through high school and was state champ. I went on to wrestle in college, enjoyed all that went with that, all the travel and everything else. But as I grew to what was at one time my goal to be an Olympic wrestler, I didn't make it to become an Olympic wrestler, but there was a tremendous number of benefits that came on the way to striving for that goal or that dream of being an Olympic wrestler. Mm-hmm. So, I look at this business as the same. I'd like to be Mark and Tammy Smith, okay? Mm-hmm. But the likelihood of that happening is not great, but I'm going to work for it. And on my way to becoming a leader in this company, we're going to pick up a tremendous number of benefits and things on the way through, not only for ourselves, but for those that are going on that run with us.
Fantastic. Jeff, that's outstanding. So, Jeff, one of the last questions, this could be directed to your team. It could be directed to people that are just starting to interact with you and Zoe now. They may be feeling discouraged. They've had a few knockdowns. What are your top tips for just getting out there, dreaming again, and just taking that leap?
Well, dreaming is one thing, but the work that goes into making those dreams a reality is very real. And you can't just sit back and pray about something, let's say. You also have to apply some activity to your prayers, to your dreams, to everything that goes with that. So you have to at least, even in small ways, start to create activity that are going to at least drive you in that direction. So I think activity, having a dream is a start, okay? But to make that dream a reality, you have to apply activity. And, not only doing a lot, it's doing all the right things or doing the right things. We have to create activity. We have to embrace change. We have to embrace people. See, we're involved in the people business. Everything that we do associates around people. So if you struggle with that, work on improving yourself at it. The personal developments that we expose ourselves, including things like Defyeneurs magazine, is good food for thought, okay? And as we feed ourselves those pieces, then they just become a part of you, and they start to emit out to the people that you come in contact with. And it actually becomes magnetic. The energy that you walk with, talk with, look at, if you was in a glass box where nobody could hear a thing you said, if they just saw the body language that you have and the excitement that goes with that, it speaks volumes to the people that are watching. So, it can be very inspiring, it can be very magnetic, and it's very attractive, when you emit that.
Fantastic. One of your last tips that I saw that I'm reading here in your profile in the Dream Again issue, Jeff, is learn to laugh, believe that you're happy, and you will be happy. I love that statement. And I just want to leave off with this last question for you. It's more to your kids. I believe that you're creating a legacy, you and Zoe here. Together, you're creating this legacy. What will your kids say? What do you want them to say years from now about how you and Zoe lived?
They had a lot of fun coming through life. That's what they're going to say, and they're also going to say that they learned a lot in the journey. So they enjoyed themselves, they had a lot of fun, and they picked up a thing or two on the way through.
Fantastic. Jeff Morris, so excited about your energy together with Zoe in the Dream Again issue of Defyeneurs Mag. This is one of the most explosive issues. We're just honored to have you both in this issue. Thank you so much for being a part of this, Jeff.
Hey, listen, I appreciate being here, and I look forward to seeing and being with you guys again in the future.